Yo, 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 it's me, Colomies. Today, we finna be reacting to some extreme stories of revenge that went too far. Part 4 by Be Amazed. 2.3 mil views 4 months ago. Let's fucking go.
I've been on roller coasters, swum with dolphins, and even piloted a plane. But nothing beats the sensation of getting revenge. But there's more than one variety of revenge. There's utterly ruthless revenge, calculated revenge, and life-ruining tales of revenge that you could argue go too far. Well, in this video, you'll find them all. So get ready for the schadenfreude as we take a look at yet more extreme cases of revenge that went practically nuclear. Well, hello there, cutie. Oh, sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him. He's soft.
I'm just gonna skip over, I'm just gonna skip over that. There we go.
Did. He worked with a woman who went a bit overboard with the pranks, whether it was slipping inappropriate slides into Tarzan's PowerPoint presentations or hiding her coworkers' car keys and then leaving the office. She was reprimanded a few times, but that didn't seem to stop her. And then one morning, after his birthday celebrations, Tarzan came into the office very hungover. He reached for a bottle of water on his desk and took several huge gulps before realizing that it wasn't water, it was vodka. As he suddenly hurled everywhere, his prank-happy coworker started laughing herself silly. She was reprimanded again, but showed almost no remorse. And so Tarzan decided to give her a taste of her own medicine. Knowing she was an avid dog lover and vegan, he decided to hit her where it hurt. Before she came to the office one morning, he printed out a bunch of lost dog posters, pinning them up outside the office and a few local establishments. She fell for it, picking one up and asking around the office if anyone had seen the poor pooch. Obviously, being a total fabrication, no one had. The next day, though, Tarzan brought in some fake fur and a collar he'd purchased online, along with a liter of red corn syrup. Once she arrived at the office, Tarzan slipped out and made a beeline for her car. He smeared the corn syrup along the side of the car, peppered it with the fake fur, and left the collar snagged in the wheel arch. To anyone none the wiser, it looked like she'd hit a dog. Tarzan then returned to his desk and waited for the fireworks to fly. It wasn't long before someone put the missing dog posters and the crime scene of the car together, and management called her over to take a look. She was distraught. She couldn't explain what had happened, but could only conclude that she must have hit the missing dog, which the entire office now knew about. She was so horrified and distraught that at no point did she or anyone else realize that any of the setup was a fake. And so the annoying dog-loving vegan prankster soon became known throughout the office as a heartless dog killer. And Tarzan didn't correct anyone. She quit not long after. I guess she figured her dog days were over. Don't mess with Mima. If there's one rule to follow in life, it's to never mess with old people. No, seriously, even the kindest, sweetest little old Mima can be a master of revenge.
Really,
as Reddit user Remote Syllabub 7412
I don't know about that.
They were visiting their grandparents when they noticed the lot next to their house was empty. Weird, there had definitely been a house there before. They asked their grandparents where it had gone, and boy, did they have a story. Apparently, the neighbors who had lived there were unpleasant. They were loud, aggressive, and their son had even broken into the grandparents' house, stealing and pawning off some of the grandfather's guitar collection.
What the fuck? Wait, hold on. So this motherfucker just completely committed a crime? Alright, bro. Come on.
Everything was insured, and the son was sent to jail.
Okay, good.
Made the family even harder to deal with. They were even louder, more aggressive, and in the end, just straight up started harassing them on a daily basis. So,
what the fuck?
Grandma got to thinking. The house they were living in was rented, but the landlord didn't bother with upkeep, and it hadn't been maintained properly. With that that in
the
mind,
landlord wasn't
Grandma called the
updating.
local
He wasn't
authorities
coming
with
back
concerns about the
frequently.
And soon, someone official-looking came out to do a routine inspection.
Yeah,
The state
yeah.
of the house was so bad it was deemed unfit to live in. And within a few days, the neighbors were moved out by their landlord. But now the landlord was angry, and after learning it was Syllabub's grandma who'd reported the house, he began hurling insults and abuse at them whenever he drove by. But Grandma wasn't done there. Not by a long
Good,
shot.
bruh.
She made frequent
W
calls
shit.
every day for weeks to a whole bunch of different state services, complaining about the house and the danger it posed. This meant the landlord was hit with a bunch of fines.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. How do I say this nicely without offending some people? I think that some bad actions, not all of them, but some bad actions are justified if they're like, if they turn this way because like of their past or something type shit. But like if they're just doing bad shit just to do it because, you know, fuck it, they just don't care, then honestly, bro, fuck them. And it seems like the neighbors that had their son breaking into their fucking house and steal shit, they didn't fucking care at all, bro. They had no remorse. They had zero guilt. Zero apologies. No, nothing. Nothing. Zero. Emptiness. So honestly, in my opinion, I kind of think they deserve it. That's just me, though.
So eventually, everything.
I think they deserve it. Not gonna lie.
When he didn't show up for his court date, though, a warrant was issued for his arrest. Eventually, after a few months of the landlord not showing, a demolition team arrived at the house, and within a week, it'd been bulldozed. So, not only did Mima get rid of her bad neighbors,
good shit,
she also made sure she'd never have to deal with bad neighbors ever again.
Good shit.
Moral of the story: do not mess with the elderly.
Good shit, dog.
Itching for revenge.
Good fucking shit, bro.
Now, a lot of stories I find go into their revenge in detail, but some are so simple they're more impactful, like TikTok user Sue Joni's story. She found out her boyfriend was cheating on her, but instead of getting mad...
Oh my fucking gosh. Ah, man. Here comes the cycle of hatred. Here it comes. Here it comes. God damn it. Why do humans gotta cheat on each other, bro?
She decided to order some bed bugs. Bed bugs? The creepy little blood-sucking insects that hide in soft furnishings and leave you with nasty, itchy red bumps? Yeah, bed bugs. Which she then sprinkled all over his bedroom before dumping him.
Damn.
That way, whenever he invited a new girlfriend to his place to get nasty, they'd both get very itchy very quickly, making everyone think he had something infectious. Now, at first, I didn't think this story was true. I mean, where the heck can you buy bed bugs? Well, after a quick Google, a lot of places it would seem. Some of these places even offer bedbug subscription services. Man, if that doesn't make you think twice about cheating...
Subscription?
Now, have you ever dealt with a cheater in a revenge-tastic way? Or maybe taken your payback to extreme lengths? Well, why not let me know about it at revenge@beamazed.com. And who knows, your story might make it into the next series. All right, now where were we? Cheater, tailor, soldier, spy. Becoming a soldier is one of the most selfless careers a person can undertake.
Yeah, dog.
So if you were this next poor, now deleted Reddit user. He was a soldier about to be deployed to Iraq, which his wife at the time wasn't a fan of. They didn't have any kids, and she didn't have a job, but as she tearfully said goodbye to him at the airport, she promised when he got back, they'd start a family. This promise kept our soldier going while he was out in the field.
Yeah, dog.
Along with the regular text messages and calls they shared.
But then she had a fucking sneaky link.
She suddenly started acting distant, putting off their calls or not
she found
responding to
another
his
man.
messages. He didn't think
She was
too much
like,
of it at
nah.
first. Then one day she texted him, "Hey babe, I'll see you after work. Want me to save you my leftovers?" He was 10,000 miles away. Who was she calling babe and sharing her food with?
Yeah, what the
He
fuck?
hoped it was one of her girlfriends, but when he questioned it, she quickly broke down and revealed she'd been cheating on him. He was heartbroken, and they agreed to get divorced when he returned. But a month before that happened, she informed him she was actually pregnant. Obviously, not with his baby. It was a sucker punch, but with a heroic amount of restraint, our soldier did nothing as he watched her move to a different state, 10 hours away, with her new baby daddy. For the next 5 months, our soldier slowly rebuilt his life. Then, one day, he got a phone call. It was his ex-wife.
Oh,
She had
hell
a
no.
huge fight with her baby daddy, and she didn't know where to go or what to do.
And now you want to go back to him. Watch
Finally,
this
our
shit.
soldier sees a chance to get his revenge.
Watch this shit.
Calmly, he says down the phone, "Sorry, that's not my problem." The next month, she calls him again. They've had another fight. She's desperate to leave. The soldier replies, "Oh, bummer, that sucks. Hope it all works out," and hangs up again. Then the next month, she calls a third time. This time, he's cheating on her with 2 girls.
You know, like, I would say that nobody deserves to get cheated on, but like, come on now, bro. There are some human beings that just deserve to be just fucking wrecked. Come on now, bro. Bro, you're telling me from the fucking description of this woman that she doesn't deserve to be fucking cheated on? Come on now, bro. Come on.
She says she's sorry she messed everything up. Would he take her back?
Too little,
He
too
thought
late,
about
bitch.
it for all of 1 second before replying, "Never," and hung up. And with that, he
Bye-bye.
proved that sometimes the most nuclear revenge you can get is just saying no. Park it there.
W
Finding
mans, bro.
decent
W
parking
fucking
in a busy
mans.
city can be pure hell. Though one Reddit user who
Speaking of parking. 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 I've begun my car parking practicing with my dad's car. Are you guys a slow parker or a fast parker? Some people, they rush to park in. Me, I'm taking my sweet ass time. I'm trying to create good distance from the car to my left or to my right or in between the white lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna take my sweet ass time. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck if it takes me a whole minute to park. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, bro. I'm taking my sweet time, bro. Fuck off.
I'll call Will
You got me
found
fucked
his
up in this
particular
bitch.
parking situation had an infuriating twist. He lived in an apartment complex in Lisbon, Portugal, and owned a private parking space. But one day, Will noticed a
Is it
car
Portugal
that
in,
wasn't
like,
his was using his space.
In
He parked on
Can-
the street
in
for
Canada,
the day and
right?
left a note on the imposter car. But the next day, he noticed the
Well, my
note
shit
was
glitching out.
gone, though his spot was still being used. After asking around, he figured the person using his spot was a lady who lived in an apartment above him. He knocked on her door and asked her politely to move her car, but she claimed the spot was hers. Confused, he asked about the parking spot registered to her apartment. She rudely responded that she was using it for storage. That his
Listen, I don't know shit about apartment rules because I'm still a teenager. I'm 17 years old. I'm still in high school, but you know, I'm about to be out. I'm about to graduate. I'm pretty sure my mom and my dad had a very similar situation, and they were not happy at all. Just by the sound of it, like, it just sounds like an asshole.
Space had been empty when she found it, so
Sounds like a
now it
fucking
was hers,
arrogant,
and that
big-headed
she wouldn't be
asshole
moving
shit
her car
thing to
before
do,
slamming
man.
the door in his face.
And he
Will
slammed up
calmly
the
decided to take
She
this to the
slammed the
building
door in it?
manager,
Bro, fuck
but was
this
told there
nigga.
was nothing they could do. One day he noticed she'd moved her car, so parked his car in his spot. But the next morning, someone had keyed.
Bitch ass girl, bro. I wish I could raise my fucking voice, but it's fucking 9:07 p.m. and my dad is in the other room, and I have fucking neighbors. Fuck. Fuck these bitches, bro. Women ain't shit. They ain't fucking shit, bro. What the fuck? Bro, could you imagine getting a new car, a brand new car, a brand new whip that you bought with your own hard-earned fucking money, just to realize in the morning when you wake up to go into your car to drive your work that there are fucking key marks, key scratch marks on your fucking car. Oh my fucking.
The side of it. That was
Oh
enough.
my
So,
gosh.
It was time for revenge. He got in touch with a friend of his who owned a towing company. And then early one morning, they hitched her car up to a tow truck and hauled it out of Will's space.
Yeah.
Initially, they planned to drop it in a nearby town to teach her a lesson. Then his Fred said jokingly, "Let's leave it in Madrid." Now, from Lisbon, Madrid is some 388 miles away in the neighboring country of Spain. For two guys with nothing else to do,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know
it's
shit about
so they
geography,
towed the
like,
car
at
to
all.
a different country, dropped the car in an illegal spot next to a police station,
Oh my.
spent the evening in beautiful Madrid, and drove home the following.
And then the fucking police are gonna run that motherfucker's license plate, and then they're gonna find the way through the lady, and then they're gonna find her a fine ass
Today.
fine.
To make sure the car never
Oh
found its
my
way back,
gosh.
Will's friend even removed the license plates. 2
Oh,
weeks on, with no sign of her car anywhere,
it's
Will
not.
was able to use his space whenever he liked. And he got to see Madrid. I think we all knew who the real winner is here.
Okay, never
Merry
mind.
Christmas. There's a special circle
Christmas
of hell
indeed.
reserved
It's
for
not even
people who
close, though.
steal
It's-
packages from porches.
By the time I'm
Though
recording
there's
this,
an even
it's
deeper one for people who refuse
May,
to return
May
items
9th.
mistakenly
May 9th.
sent to the wrong address. Luckily, Vintage Patriot has a story that exacts some incredible revenge on this type of person. Patriot and his wife fostered a lot of unfortunate kids, and so for Christmas, they would save up and really spoil them. But one year, after ordering all the toys and goodies from one online retailer, they realized they'd entered their old address. The company wouldn't change the address.
How do you fuck that up? I don't think I have ever accidentally ordered something on any website to a wrong address. How do you, like, were you just speed running? Were you just like, were you just spamming the
So they had
fucking
no
left click
choice
button?
but to ask the new resident in their old building if they could get the packages. However, the guy who lived there was a huge Grinch. Despite Patriot explaining the situation to him, he refused to return the packages, keeping everything for himself and his own family.
Oh, you're a
Patriot
bitch, bro.
was furious.
Fuck
So
you.
he decided to give this guy a gift he'd never forget. He staked out the apartment for a few hours, watching him pull up into the complex, and then waited for nightfall. When it was dark, he made his way down to the car and, making sure no one saw him, pulled out some eggs, a can of black paint spray, and a knife. He proceeded to scrawl phrases like cheater, homewrecker, and fertilized these eggs all over the car, cracked the eggs on the windscreen, and slashed the tires. Then he crept back to his car and drove off.
You already know.
Did you see what he was doing?
Them tires.
Yeah, Patriot was making it look like the douchebag had gotten someone pregnant, someone aside from his wife. When Patriot returned the next day, the car was gone, and noticeably, so was the Grinch. The outside of the house looked like someone had been kicked out of it, with items and clothes littering the yard. Well, there was no way of telling what had gone down for sure. It was the best Christmas gift Patriot could have asked for.
W, gang. W.
Coming unglued.
Coming unglued.
Sharing a room with someone you don't get on with is one thing, but sharing your room with someone who's downright
dirty?
Gross
Yeah.
As Reddit user Stalaget68 discussed.
Listen, I can understand it if you're like a child or like in your preteen years when you're dirty. And I get it in even in your like adult years where you leave a little bit of clothes around your room. But when it gets to the point where you see like ants, rodents, cockroaches, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's where it draws a line. When it becomes moldy, smells bad, when it comes downright disgusting, then that's where you draw the line and you're like,
covered
all right,
way
bro, come on
back
now.
in the 1980s. During their college years, their campus paired Stalaget with a roommate who was given a substantial allowance by her parents. However, she spent all that money partying hard and, never having any left over for food, would steal Stalaget's. Seeing the direction this was headed, Stalaget spent most of their time at their nanas, who lived.
So their fucking roommate, because they were too careless about her money, she didn't realize that she ran out of money, so she couldn't buy any food for herself. So she stole and ate her roommate's food. Fuck this bitch, honestly. Like,
locally. When they eventually
Fuck
returned, they
this
discovered
bitch.
the roommate had moved in a friend, and together, the two of them had completely trashed the room.
ew,
Gross. But technically, it still lived there. So at the end of the semester, when they had to turn the rooms back over to the college, it was Stalaget who was told the room needed to be cleaned. Stalaget told the roommate, but she simply replied, "I don't care." So, while her roommate was out one day, Stalaget got to work cleaning out everything. And I mean everything. All their costly makeup and beauty products, trash. Expensive TV, trash. The collection of substances stashed around the room, trash.
they
After
were
removing
popping
everything
pills.
that
They
wasn't
had,
in there before she moved
they had
in,
marijuana, you know what I'm
scrubbing the room
saying?
down, Stalaget then
Marijuana.
opened every
Ganja,
door in the
weed.
place and applied a strip of sealant down the hinge of each one. Once the inspector was happy, they closed each of the doors behind them, sealing the doors shut. Considering the roommate didn't know all her stuff had been thrown out, she'd have to break down the door to get in, by which point all the resulting damage would land squarely on her shoulders. Nothing like leaving someone you don't like in a sticky situation. Nuclear
Okay,
bureaucracy.
nice.
While stories of personal
Bureaucracy,
revenge are
fucking know what is
satisfying, tales of bureaucratic
Fucking know what is that,
revenge
yeah.
have budget. Case in point, let's rewind to 2015 and head over to Kilburn in London, England.
2015?
This was where a pub called the Carlton
Damn, I was like
Tavern
9 to 8
was
years
bought by a
old.
foreign property investor called Ori Caliph.
We are indeed in the land of
Still not confident about which used car to buy?
Nope.
Why not ask the most...
Shut up.
In April of that year, Ori had the pub demolished in order to make way for an apartment block. There was just one problem. The pub was a Grade 2 listed building. It had originally been built in 1920, replacing an earlier pub that had been bombed by the
God.
Germans during the Blitz of 1980.
And Leben ist stark in
Considered a keystone of the area's cultural heritage
9!
and was remarkably well preserved. So much so that when the
gotta get my
charity
voice out.
English Heritage surveyed it,
God
it was
damn, but
records
that
of
building
its
has been
entire
around since the
layout,
fucking
so it
Great
could be
Depression.
restored in the
This
wake
bad.
of a natural disaster. They were
Ah,
about to
damn.
announce its new protected Grade 2 status in the following days,
But
except a not-so-natural disaster hit the pub in that it was demolished by its owner. Here's the thing. Even if you own property in London, a building with a protected status can only be changed with very specific planning permission. And Ori hadn't gotten that planning permission, hoping that demolishing the pub before it was officially given Grade 2 status would allow him to build his apartments and sell them for a quick profit. Needless to say, the government was not happy about this and wanted to send a message to any other property developers thinking of doing the same thing. And boy, did they. Just a month later, in May 2015, the council ordered Ori to rebuild the pub in the exact way it stood prior to its demolition, brick by brick. I'm not joking. They had to salvage every brick they could from the demolishment and reuse it to build the pub back exactly as it was.
Is this Minecraft in this bit? What the fuck? Bro, the government, the feds were like, you know what? Fuck you. Build it one by one. Damn. Bro, that's like
the world's
damn.
worst jigsaw. Ori also had just 24
That's
months
fucking
to
insane,
complete this
bro.
restoration, and he wouldn't be able to sell anything on that land unless he did. Ori immediately tried to appeal against this, but his appeal was overturned. And to put the final nail in the coffin, his planning permission to repurpose the rooms above the pub as apartments was also denied. Rebuilding works commenced in 2017, but it wasn't until 2021 that it was completed. It's estimated that the rebuilding efforts cost Ori more than $2 million, alongside a mountain of paperwork. Somehow, the Brits achieved no-level passive-aggressive revenge over a pub. Yeah, that sounds about right. You may now kiss the best man. Now, for personal reasons, my absolute favorite revenge stories are those
Cheating.
where cheaters get got.
Yeah.
This next story might be one of my favorites of all time. It comes from Reddit user Ultimate Odie, who back in 2020 was living with her then fiancé in a house that she owned. However, on Christmas Day, Odie found out he'd been cheating on her. Disgustingly, he'd told about everyone else except her because he was planning on leaving her, but was in the process of securing a new residence.
What the fuck?
Apparently, the person he was cheating on her with didn't like him enough to let him move in. Understandably, Odie was crushed. But like an absolute champ, she accepted the situation and patiently waited for him to move out.
Hold on. Hold on. What?
Accept her. However, on Christmas Day, Odie found out he'd...
So, the girl in the red shirt, she found out that her soon-to-be husband was cheating on her with another woman.
been cheating on her. Disgustingly, he'd told about everyone else except her.
He told everyone
on leaving
except her.
Was in the process of securing a new residence. Apparently, the person he was cheating on her with
and
didn't
then
like him enough to let him move in.
Yeah, so the person that he cheated on her with didn't like him enough to let her in.
Understandably, Odie was crushed. But like an absolute champ, she accepted the situation and patiently waited for him to move out.
Mm-hmm. My fucking gosh.
Only 3 months later, he was still living in her house.
What?
His search for a new residence was non-existent, with him clearly assuming that he could just freeload off Odie and keep living there, while still seeing his other girl. The audacity. Somehow,
that's just
Odie
fucking,
took the
that's
high
just
road and
evil
let it
as fuck.
slide, until one day he...
There is zero fucking excuse for that shit, bro. There is nothing anybody, and I mean anybody, and I mean anybody, even the 100% people that I trust. Well, I mean, there's no one, but no one nobody, not a single person on this fucking planet can ever convince me that this motherfucker is a good person. That is just flat out evil and petty as shit.
Began swiping on the dating app Tinder with his phone
Fuck this guy.
volume loudly on. She asked him not to, but he ignored her. This level of disrespect was the final straw.
Yeah, that's
and Odie
just
decided
rude
to
and
give him a taste of his
disrespectful
own
as fuck,
medicine.
dog.
She messaged her fiancé's best friend, a man who would have been best man at their wedding, and started flirting. At first, it was just to get under her ex's skin, but eventually the two discovered they actually had a lot in common, particularly how abhorrent they found her ex's behavior. Eventually, the revenge flirting got serious and they started dating. And with that, Odie finally kicked the ex out of the house once and for all.
Okay.
And with nowhere to go, he was forced to move back in with his parents.
Oh,
In the meantime, Odie
shit.
continued dating her new partner for 2 years until he popped the question, and she said yes, and they got married. What started off as a revenge flirt
W-mans?
turned into unintentional, nuclear-level revenge,
Aww.
marrying her ex's best friend. And to make the whole thing sweeter, the last Odie heard,
Wait, that just kicked in his best friend?
her ex had been kicked out of his parents' house and would never officially date the girl he'd cheated on her with. I don't imagine he got a wedding invite either.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
Divorce.
Get fucked, pussy.
Okay, that scratched my cheater itch. But let's have another as a treat, shall we? Back in 2016, a now deleted Reddit user, who we'll call Aaron, posted a story that sounds, frankly, unreal. Aaron was happily married to his wife, who we'll call Janice, with 2 kids, when they hit a rough patch. These things happen, but one day Aaron noticed Janice was spending more time than usual on her phone. She said she was messaging her girlfriends, and so he thought nothing more of it. However, one day he was charging up an old iPad for his son when
Yeah.
a flurry of Facebook message notifications popped up on the screen.
Damn.
Apparently, his wife had logged into her Facebook account on the iPad
Imagine
some time
using,
ago.
bro. Imagine
and had
using
never
Facebook
logged
in
out.
2024, bro.
And
Come on
that's
now.
when his heart sank. The notifications showed that his wife was messaging another man. Let's call him Dick. She was flirting with him, being downright nasty with him, and making fun of Aaron. Shocked to his core, Aaron watched the barrage of messages in real time, but he didn't say anything. He spent the next few days thinking, taking screenshots of the conversation, while acting as normal as possible around Janice. Soon the pair were messaging, "I love you," to one another. And that's when Aaron knew he had to make a plan to get out of there. He contacted a lawyer with all the screenshot evidence he had and began secretly making plans to leave Janice. But then something happened. Dick messaged that he was coming to town for a weekend and had booked a hotel so Janice could visit him for intimate reasons. Janice was delighted and quickly lied to Aaron, telling him that she and the girlfriends had booked a spa weekend.
You're hot or whatever.
That's just, dude, that's just like, that is just manipulative
Aaron
as
could
fuck,
have
man.
confronted her right there, but instead he told her to go and enjoy herself. She packed her stuff and left, with Aaron telling her to have fun. She clearly thought she'd gotten away with it. However, a few hours later, Aaron rolled up to the front desk of the hotel Dick was staying at and asked the lobby staff if he could call up to Dick's room. They obliged. Dick answered the phone, and Aaron told him to send his wife down. But Dick claimed he had no idea what he was talking about. So Aaron mentioned that he knew Dick was also married, as he'd seen on his Facebook profile. And if he didn't want Aaron to message his wife, he'd tell Janice to come down to the lobby. Sure enough, a few minutes later, Janice arrived looking flustered. Aaron then handed her 75 pages of Facebook screenshots in a binder. He revealed he'd actually known about what was been going on for months, that he and his lawyer had drawn up a separation agreement where she's moving out, that Aaron had full custody of the kids, no child support whatsoever, and visitation only.
Yeah, bitch. I knew you were cheating on me the whole time. And guess what? You ain't getting the kids. You ain't getting the money. You're moving out. And we're getting a divorce.
doesn't agree, he'll send a copy of all those Facebook messages to her entire family, her place of work, and all her friends.
Oh my god. Nah. We need to change the title to Extreme Stories of Revenge that went a little bit not far enough. It didn't go far enough, bro. This thing, bro.
Desperate, Janice started bawling and telling him she was sorry.
You're not
Aaron
sorry,
just walked
bitch.
out of the lobby.
Bro, you're sorry because you're not sorry because you feel guilty. You're sorry because you got fucking caught. You're sad because you got caught. You got caught in 4K Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One Series X, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS4 Pro, PS5, Nintendo DS, Nintendo 2DS, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo Switch K, nigga. You got caught in a fucking lie, bitch.
Within a week, she'd signed the agreement, but to make things easier for the kids, Aaron doesn't tell them anything about why they're separating, and agrees she can still come around a few nights a week to maintain a relationship with them.
Fuck
he also
no.
agreed to marriage counseling, but after 6 months, still requested a divorce. Ultimately, he just wanted legitimate proof from a professional that she hadn't been living in the house for 6 months, granting him an amicable divorce. And because he wanted full custody of the kids, but still wanted to appear like the good guy in all of this, he just so happened to leave his laptop open with the phrase, "How to get over your wife cheating" in the search bar. His eldest daughter, a rebellious teenager, found it and immediately put everything together. He pretended she was never meant to see it, but from then on, she refused to talk to her mom. So when court statements from the kids were due, the kids both decided to stay with Dad. Only weekends. The divorce was finalized, and Janice apologized again to Aaron, confessing...
Hold on. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, you bitch ass nigga. Bitch made ass nigga, bro. Let's go.
that she'd thrown away her family, her life, everything she cared about by being so stupid and selfish. He told her that maybe one day they could give it another shot, but that right now he was just too hurt.
No.
Reality, he was
Just
never
move on,
looking
dog.
for another shot. He just wanted to get her hopes up while he spent the weekends where the kids were at mom's hosting several friends with benefits. Ultimately, Aaron had gotten the very best divorce settlement possible, and the greatest revenge along with it.
Love you, man.
Which of these stories of revenge do you
Hey,
think
man.
win?
Listen, man. I think, in my opinion, I think it is fine to have a tad bit revenge, you know? You can have revenge. But, you know what I'm saying? If it goes too far, and you know, like, into the point where, like, murder happens, or when someone, like, dies, then I think it has gone far past the line. But from all these stories I've listened to, that I've watched, it seems like the title kind of lied, and they didn't go far enough, in my opinion. So, hey. But that's it. I'm out with a great ass video to watch. Again, by BMAs. This was not I did not make this video. BMAs made this shit. Great ass video. W video. And I'm out.